Galaxy
Well,
Radio.
Mr. Second crowd and people can say no, say that to me. Nobody else I'm out the tipper. I read the youth. Ram dance a town, black up dance a country. For all of the people in the community. I stick to my roots. I stick to my roots. You know about a Kwaku, gotta stick to his roots. I stick to my roots. I stick to my roots. You know, Tipper Irie, gotta stick to my roots. Well, this is Tipper Irie, the original ragamuffin. And you know what's some there for the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show with the non-fearing, unapologetic, the true prophet Kwaku. Make sure you keep it locked.
Stay tuned, stay locked to the prophet Kwaku on the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show.
Itepe, Ineke, Jea, Senebe, Akwaba, Fu, Oludumare, Nkulukulu, Kwame Blaforshe, Mungo, Amenra, Jinyame, Onyeme, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Greeting names of the creating force at the University of Omnipotent Being, that which is greater than ourselves, who has many names. Oludumare, Nkulukulu, Kwame Blaforshe, Mungo, Ja, Onyeme, Jinyame, Amenra, Ashe, Ashe, Akwaba, Etese, Ekale, to all Africans globally that is tuning in to the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show live on Galaxy afiwe.com. Rise up to Dr. Stephen Ferguson, catching Black here 6 to 8 p.m. next week, or next strong, on the Galaxy. You hear me play a tune, you know? So, the reason why I'm playing that tune there is because we buried the body of a great elder today. Mama Ashmil, we buried today. Gloria Imogen Ashmil, affectionately known in our church as Sister Ashmil or Evangelist Ashmil. We buried her today and sent her body back to Mama Ta, Mama Earth. And so we honor and venerate her memory. She was 98 years old. And the Ashmil family and all the other families who we grew up in Sunday school together. You had a great mother, a disciplinarian, somebody who we honored and had the privilege of knowing. And so I send a dedication now to all the mothers who's moved on to the ancestors. The tune that was playing is by Ras Janai, and it called Mama, Simple Things. And it says so much about Mama Ashmil, because like my mother and many other mothers who grew up in Brixton, who moved from the Caribbean and came to Brixton, made Brixton their home. Brixton Market was a place where they would go and do them shopping every week, and it was like therapy for them, because it was where they went when they went to see their friends, and they would meet each other. We would have to go meet mommy with the basket. What do we know about the trolley business and the basket? You have to meet your mother down at Brixton with the basket. Our meeting point always was Brixton Town Hall. And from there, so now we're heading to the interior of Brixton. And you could be there for a good couple of hours shopping. Mother stand up and a chat to our friend, them and all them, something them a buy, them a run joke, all kind of something. It was a very vibrant time at that time. And, you know, Mama Ashmil was one of those. And she was one of the last ones them that was doing that shopping. I mean, I remember I used to see her up until early last year. She got on bricks and all the while she won. 90 odd years old. And she'd be dragging her basket, doing her shopping in the market. So she would have seen Brixton changed over the years. Should have seen it change dramatically. And so I hope that the family, you know, Alan Oldtide, Errol, Marcia, the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren, the great-great-grandchildren, all of you know that, you know, mommy gone in at the physical, but she not gone in at the spiritual. She's there as long as you venerate and you remember her. So I give thanks and praise to the creating force of the universe, the omnipotent, the omnipresent, omniscience being that is greater than ourselves. To the ancestors, to the natures, the Orishas. We honor and venerate you. To those ancestors who suffered in that journey from Mama Africa in the belly of those ships. Those ancestors that were thrown overboard. Those ancestors that chose to jump overboard rather than have their children born in tyranny. Those ancestors that survived those journeys in what they call the Middle Passage and ended up in the various plantations in the Americas and the Caribbeans beyond. Those ancestors that survived the nefarious actions of the people them that captured them and enslaved them. Free labor for 500-600 years. Those ancestors that chose to rise up and never falter. Those ancestors that stood firm. We are the sole reason why they existed. They survived so that we could be here. And Mama Ashmael spirit has joined them. Those ancestors whose bones lay beneath the many seas, the many oceans, the many rivers, the many lakes, the many swamps, the many deserts, the many trees that they were lynched from, the many graves of this planet. We honor and venerate you. Those ancestors that when they were taken into captivity did not accept their fate but escaped and set up their own colonies. To those who could not escape, to those that died trying to escape, and to those that chose not to escape so that others could escape, and to those that finally escaped but came back to free others, we say, Moduba Fum, them ancestors there. And to those ancestors that wrote our stories down in books and stones and papyrus and scrolls, who put them in audio and video so that we would know who we are, where we're coming from, how we have arrived where we are, where we have made success, created our towns and they bombed them and they burned them down and destroyed them. Those that rose up again like a phoenix out of the ashes. To those ancestors who showed us the way, our failures and the corrections we need to do and where we need to go, we say, Moduba, Madasi, for your sacrifice. Akwaba, in the name and the creating force of our ancestors. So I don't even know, I did tell them for tuning in because I'm there at the funeral, but obviously I did have to leave because I have a duty to the community to bring the fire show to them. So if anybody did lose a parent, a mother, a father in the last few months and send them off, I'm going to give you some time to even call their names call up and call their names, and we shall heal them up. And if any of the Ashmeal families listening, or anybody who know the Ashmeal family is listening, you can send a text in, you can send a WhatsApp in, you can call a number. We could big up those elders, those pioneers, who they call the Windrush people. Them no Windrush, no wind no blow them yeah. They were the pioneers. Remembering that when those ancestors came here, they were young people. 16, 19, 18, 20s. Young people coming to a foreign land, believing that they were going to be accepted. They were invited here. This is the paramount information that we have to put out there. Our parents were invited here by Enoch Powell's government. They were invited here to come and rebuild Britain after Britain was in war with its cousins, the Germans, the Italians, alongside the United Snakes of America, France, Poland, Switzerland, Spain. All of them went a fight, and the colonies that they controlled at that time, they brought the Africans from there, the Indians from there, to assist them in their war. And after they nearly bombed and annihilated each other to smithereens, they called upon their old colonies where they were enslaving the Africans and the descendants of the Africans who they had enslaved to come here and rebuild Britain. And they came to hostile territory. So they were pioneers, no Windrush. We should not allow nobody to define and create a narrative for our people. We should not allow that. We should be the ones who's creating that narrative. And any elders that is alive, we should ask their permission to do that. And when the scandal came out about how they send back black people there from in the 40s, 50s, 60s, work for decades and pay taxes and run them off, and bearing in mind they were paying taxes for the enslavement of our ancestors. We were paying taxes to the descendants of the people them that enslaved us. Descendants, we were paying back money for their supposed loss of property, which was our ancestors. They didn't finish pay that tax until February 2015. We must never forget this. Who were they paying that taxes to? Because I thought them people are dead centuries ago. So we venerate those elders and we remember them with a smile and with pride. Mama Ashmeal. I'm going to call out some numbers. This is the text number or the WhatsApp number. If you want to send a dedication in to a mother or a father who is part of that generation who have moved on to the ancestors. And we will heal them up and we will venerate them. And you can call in and call the names over the year if you choose to. The text and WhatsApp number, if you are abroad, is +44 no 0. If you are not, is 073 77 92 0703. I repeat, 073. If you're abroad, is +44 73 77 92 0703. That's the WhatsApp and the text number. Let me know on the lock in. If there's somebody who want to heal up an elder, make we honor them, make we venerate them, make we remember them. We must always do that because they are why we are here. If you want to call in and send a dedication to an elder, even one who's alive at the moment, The number if you was abroad is +44. If you're on Britain is 02 07 193 0174. I repeat, if you was abroad it's +44. You don't have to do the 0. If you're here is 02 07 193 0174. 02 07 193 0174. I was accused of saying the number too fast and not giving people enough time to write the number down. So if you want Anna, Mama Ashmeal, or any other elder that's gone on to the ancestors, or if you want to yield up an elder now who's part of that pioneering generation, then now is your opportunity. See? Send it by text, send it by WhatsApp. Let's venerate those Africans who came from the Caribbean. Why we are here. Why we have got a supposed better standard of living or opportunities that we could not have get in the colonies. Because we must do that. Remembering also that this show is sponsored by African Development Enterprise, Photographic Pictorians and Sharp Photography, 48 Rye Lane, Indoor Market, Southeast 15. Any printing you want, your programs for funerals like the program here, invitations, wedding invitations, business cards, booklets, all kind of things. Anything, support them because them is a black business that supports the African community. So that's ADE Photographic Pictorians and Sharp Photography. www.sharpphotographics.com. See their works. You're in tune to Nubian from People's Talk Show live here on galaxyafiwe.com. And I'm just going to play that tune again because we dedicate this to Mama Ashmeal and the Ashmeal family. If you want to tune in, give me a one call, give me a text, give me a WhatsApp. Or them probably still did I play music and them thing and probably forget. So the show is transmitting. So big up to the Ashmeal family and Mama Ashmeal. Mama Gloria Imogen Ashmeal. Never hear that name there, you know, Imogen. I don't know where that name they come from, but Imogen Ashmeal. One of the original Brixtonian family them. Big up on yourself every time. Dr. Kesh, hold tight. My brother, boss cook. Bubble up the pot today. May I tell you. Love that. Errol, big up yourself. Marcia. And the rest of the Ashmeal family. Rise up on yourself every time. And all those who was down there today at the funeral, them still are gone. This dedications to your mother and all mothers. Remember, you can send in your text and your WhatsApp on 073-7792-0703. WhatsApp and text. Live link number 0207-193-0174. That's +44 if you're abroad, drop the first 0. You him say no.
Like you can't carry water in a basket. Not everything where you see most fit talking. Here's certain things you hear when you feel cocky. Every Sunday morning in a supermarket.
Otep. Otep.
Greeted boss.
Yes, Otep. What's the name where you're calling from?
The original Black Panther.
Black Panther, yes, King.
Yes, my king, man. You know, just to big you up still, you know, and just rise you up, and every day I'm with you in spirit, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yes, my boss. And, you know, we are tuning still and, you know, listening, yeah?
Yes, King.
Yes, rise up, everybody. Love everybody, see?
Honor.
Honor.
Bless. Yes, man. This is the opportunity to big up an elder, your mother, your father, who's gone on to the ancestors. Don't feel no way, you know. We must, you know, sometimes we've got to take these opportunities to do these things. Because nobody can do it for us. Nobody gonna heal them up and rise them up. They take all the accolade for themselves. And don't remember that it's our parents come here. And when they came here, the signs were no blacks, no Irish, no dog. The Irish them blend in, the dog them get in at the yard, and them still no want we. It was only good enough to come and build them country. After the country build now, them no want we benefit from nothing. So Mama Ashmead was buried today, 98 years old. You understand me I say? She born 1921. Them time the UNIA kick. You understand me? So we have to honor these elders. And we can't forget them. The pioneering elders that came here in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. Them come here to create a life, to make some money, to go back home to Jamaica, Barbados, Guyana, Trinidad, Montserrat, St. Lucia, all the islands that were occupied and controlled by the British, the brutish, we should call them. And they came here. They fought in their first European war. They fought in the second European war. These are the descendants of the Africans that were enslaved. They fought for them, believing that they were fighting for themselves. Some of them are proud of it, and they wear the badge. But we know the truth. And so we're seeking reparations for them too. Reparatory justice for them. And so we honor those elders. And we honor Mama Ashmead as we laid our body to rest today. We know our spirit gone a long time, but the body was still here. And we laid her to rest, and that germinate feelings in me. You know? Because as you well know, I laid my beautiful brother to rest this year. And last year, September, we buried my father. So, you know, when I was at the funeral today, and, you know, that funeral should have been a big funeral. But because of this corona, something with them are pushed around and all them thing there, only a certain amount of people was allowed to go to the funeral. So, we couldn't even give her the funeral that would have been given to her at those stringent things were put in place that we cannot congregate more than so much, you know. So Mama Ashmead, it was a beautiful day, the sun was out and everything. So, you know, Amen Ra was out there shining down and gave her a nice send-off. So we big up Pastor Francis, because all of us went to Sunday school together. Some of us still, you know, Mama Ashmead, she was in the church, that's what she know, and all them thing there. And we don't bond them elders for that, car them do what them did know. But the information that we have access to now, to affricate us about who we are from a spiritual and cultural point of view, there's no excuse for Africans to be following no other spiritual practice that help to put us into bondage. You understand me? So although I pay homage and I respect my elders, and I respect people who do them thing, but Africans, you need to Africate yourself about these religions. The two main ones on the following, Islam and Christianity. The murderers of African people. You understand me? You need to know it. Yeah? Otep caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Greetings, Prophet Kwaku. It's Sheeling. I'm calling from South London.
Oh, Sheeling. Yes, rise up, Sheeling. Big up yourself.
Rise up. How are you?
Well, I'm a good, you know, sis. I'm good, you know. But just there, just a venerate an elder that we put to rest today. Mama Gloria Ashmill.
Rise up.
You know?
To the elder.
Yeah, so we just put her to rest today. So I'm just saying, it brought back some feelings to me, you know, burying my old man last year and then burying my brother this year. Two great men them in my life that helped to fashion me. So I just saying to people,
what was the date of your dad's funeral?
With the 23rd of September.
Yeah, remember, right, my dad passed away on the 23rd of September.
Ashe.
Yeah.
Ashe.
So when I went to your dad's funeral, I had a tear in my eye. It wasn't just for your dad, it was for mine too.
Oh, yeah, truly.
Yeah.
Yeah, me hear you, sis.
Yeah, and then you did a little ceremony for my dad, so that's why I'm calling in, because I respect that, and I know my dad respected that. And my dad
when we went down to the grave, because I didn't get the opportunity to come to your dad's funeral, because I didn't know. It's when I buck you up and you told me, innit? Yeah, we went down, we did a little ceremony around his grave. Yeah, remember, you know, call out your dad's name, sis.
Winston Harrison.
Ashe, Winston Moduba.
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 Yeah, and he loves Galaxy as well, so... And now you're on Galaxy. It's like, oh, look at that. Yeah, so...
give thanks.
Yeah, he's happy.
And he was a beautiful man. I remember... You know, they invited me round. They loved me so much. They said, Prophet, we want to cook a food for you. What you like? I said, I love steamed fish. I said, all right. Can I deliver Camberwell?
Yeah.
And they invite me round and they cook me a steamed fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, the food they did nice that day, the boy. Them feed me good that day there.
And I know you love your food.
Yeah, him and him wife, boy, feed me good that day there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I hadn't seen him for some years after that. And then I heard... you told me that he passed away when I was buck you up, you know what I mean? So that was
yeah.
I did love that man. He was a lovely elder.
Yeah, my dad loves you too, so.
Oh, Ashe. Yeah, I'm honoured by that. Yeah. Alright, well, give thanks, sis, yes?
But, pardon?
Give thanks.
Give thanks, yeah.
Okay.
The show is amazing. I've been listening to you for a couple weeks, a couple strong now, so.
Seed.
I've just been a silent listener, yeah.
Seed. Well, I mean, I didn't plan to do this part of the show. I got something else I want to talk about, but I thought that it was only appropriate for me to honor the elders.
Yeah, rise up.
That's moving on, you know what I mean? Because, you know, 98 is not no mean feat, you know what I mean?
No, it's a long time.
Yeah, she was, 98, and she died quite peacefully as well. So that was beautiful. She never suffer and nothing like that, you know?
Yeah, that we're not meant to suffer. But, you know.
Yeah, she never suffer. So we give thanks for that, you know?
Okay, yeah, give thanks.
Yeah, so we just give people the opportunity. I'll probably do it another 15 minutes. And people can call in and mention elders. I want to hear them. Because I know that elders have moved on recently, not so recently, but it's good to just give their energy in the ear so they can watch over us and continue to bless us from the ancestral world. You know?
Okay, I'm gonna rise up my brother Henry Cross. He transitioned in 2017.
Oh, see, Ashe. Yeah, Moduba.
And my grandmother,
Moduba.
Josephine McCarthy. And my auntie, Lorna Cross.
Moduba. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anybody else you want heal up?
No, I'm done now. And any other ancestors that I don't know that I haven't mentioned, known and unknown. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Ashe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk.
Otep.
Okay.
You in tune to Newburn Farm People's Talk Show. Live here on Galaxy Afiwe.com. So if there's any elders that don't want to rise up, see our sister just call in there. The sister just call in and she rise up our father Winston and she rise up our auntie Lana and our brother. So if there's anybody who don't want to rise up, because me's a man in my work, not just in the physical, but we have to work with the spiritual and the energy of matter. You understand? Because it all correlates to who we are as a people. So I can read out the numbers again. This is the text number and the WhatsApp number. +44 if you're abroad. If you're here, it's 073 792 0703. That number is a text number and the WhatsApp number. I read it again. +44 if you're abroad and you don't have to add the next 0. If you're here, is 0737 792 0703. Or the live link number if you want to send out a physical request on the ear for an elder that has moved on and gone. +44 if you're abroad. If you're not abroad, it's 0207 193 0174. Maduba Big Daddy Rudolph Harris. Maduba Big Mommy Veronica Hines. Big up on yourself every time in the ancestral world. We can't forget to know. Maduba Milton Anson. Maduba Professor Charles Sally. Maduba Fun Elder Miranda. Maduba Fun Mama Margaret. Maduba Fun Mas Gossi. Maduba Fun Elder Ran. These are elders and people who we know. Maduba Fun Mikey Simpson. Maduba Fun Jason Weatherman Fox. We honor you in the ancestral world. We have some WhatsApp messages here. Let me just go through them. Bless up prophet. Prophet time now. Etepewu. My sister has got a food stall. She would like to trade on the 1st of Messiah. Oh, would we go about getting a stall? I will give you a number to call, and then you can call that number. You call the March number, and then when you call that March number now, you can talk to those who's organizing the lockdown on the 1st of Messiah. I, Kwaku, I am uploaded many of the shows you have on Galaxy Radio on YouTube. Search for Mr. Clean 22. So this is Burak. He put all of the shows them on a YouTube, so you can go on this YouTube. I, Kwaku, I am uploaded of the shows you have on Galaxy Radio on YouTube. Search for Mr. Clean 225 and go into my channel. Search for Galaxy Radio Talk Show Kwaku, and we'll have your shows you're doing on Galaxy Radio. I'm locked in and recording the show. I'll read this one here. Heal up brother Dougie from Tottenham, and that has passed on to the passed on. Big up. Yes, man, we say Muduba to brother Dougie. Muduba Fo to Nana Kechi Ode, who moved on round about the same time as brother Dougie Nkechi Ode from the Al-Kablan Revivalist movement. Yeah, these are beautiful people that we lost, dedicated people to our community, but we will never forget them. Greetings. Can you please rise up my father who passed away to the ancestors on the 8th of April this year, Mr. Leslie Ronald Black. Well, Muduba Fun, Mr. Leslie Ronald Black. Big up yourself, 048. And anybody else that want to send in a WhatsApp or a text, and let me check the text them, because the text them good are coming and my name, you know. Yeah, just send in on a text and thing them and on a WhatsApp, and I will heal them up. Put on my glasses, you know, come in my glasses, and I will heal them up, because them deserve to be venerated and remembered. So if anybody have anybody them want heal up, I read out the numbers before, and I'll read them out again. The text number and the WhatsApp number is 073 77 2. No, sorry, my apologies. 073 77 92 07 03 or 02 07 193 01 74 if you want to call in live. Don't feel away, no. We must venerate them. Venerate our ancestors them. And don't feel away. Oh no, well, we don't get nothing on the text yet. There's nothing on the text yet. There's nothing on the text yet. And nobody don't say nothing. Last one on the WhatsApp. It say, I would like to rise up my father, Mr. Franklin Law, who joined the ancestors in July 2018. T. Muduba Fon, Papa Franklin Law. Every time, rising up and we give thanks for the sacrifices, what you have done for us. And we must do this. And this is why you see black people, and you probably feel, why we are get a fight? Because we have removed ourselves from our traditions. We've allowed these religions to come and tell us that we are not to worship dead people. Well, we not deal with dead people. We deal with people who's moved on to the ancestral world, into the next cycle of life. These Abrahamic religions deal with dead people and do not honor them. And so they honor a man them called Jesus, who did some how much 1,000 years ago. Yet them I tell you, when you honor somebody where them no know, them never met him, don't even know if this particular individual even existed. Because if you do your research and your studies, you could trace that trilogy story right back to ancient Kemet. You can trace it back to Hinduism. You could trace it back to Shaivism. There's a book by a man called Kierkegaard called The 16 Crucified Saviors. And Jesus is the last one. And all the stories are the flipping same. So will the real Jesus stand up? And furthermore, there was no J in Hebrew. So the Jesus don't exist. That word. You know, I was at the funeral today. And don't get me wrong, you know. The pastor, I grew up with him. And My mom loves him, actually. And he kept saying, Jesus is the only way. Jesus is the... and every time he said that, I just thought to myself, boy, this is what wars are caused over. And even if you present the evidence that this individual, in the way that they're trying to make him sound in their book, did not exist, they don't believe you. You understand what I'm saying to you? So we have to be strong enough to accept change. Because we don't know everything. We are a people that was captured by the Arabs under Islam. And any Muslim that want to come and chat their nonsense to me and tell me, oh, Islam didn't enslave Africans, they did. After the death of the Prophet Muhammad in 32 AD, they came with a vengeance into Africa via Northeast Africa, killing infidels. Anybody who wasn't into Islam, they enslaved them, and they enslaved a lot of Africans and took them back to places like Iraq, Iran, and there's a whole lot of Africans that live in these places, but you don't ever see them. But they'd been there for hundreds of years, in fact thousands of years, because they were the first people them there until the Aryans came. And then on the western part of Africa, we have their cousins, the Europeans, enslaving Africans. Now I don't want nobody come tell me, oh, but Africans was enslaving Africans and all the rest of it and all this nonsense. Yeah? Because there's no word in any indigenous African language that you can translate to being a slave. There's word for servant. And the servitude that they would do with those people is a different concept to what happened to us when we went over to the east and when we went over to the west. You know, they weren't chopping off man's genitals and sticking it through their mouth. They weren't raping men, right, and raping women. They weren't cutting fetuses out of the belly and betting on what the fetus were. They weren't burying babies in up to their head and kicking it off to see how far they can kick it off in a gamble. This is what these dirty, wicked people did to our ancestors and refuse reparations. Refuse to even apologize. And want to come and tell us that, boom, it wasn't them that did it. But you benefit from those onslaughts. And had the audacity to charge us, the descendants, tax that you were paying the intergenerational descendants of the people them that loan you the money to pay back the 40,000 people them who was engaging in that nefarious act of enslavement of our people, the Mangamizi. So my people, I'm non-apologetic. Because you see, when them Muslim there and them Christian there is cussing down our spiritual practices, we can't say nothing. You understand me I say? Africans, look at what you were before you, and even the Africans who are Christians and Muslims. Remember the people them that brought that religion to you only used it to steal your wealth. They didn't even practice the religions that they brought to you. They didn't even practice them. But you practice it. And you would even kill your own for it. You'd kill me for it. Because you're that messed up in your head. So we venerate our mother Ashmil that moved on to the ancestors today. And we don't forget them. And, you know, she was a Christian, a devoted Christian for many, many years. And I have no issues with that. Because it's what they knew, is what they had access to. But we're a different generation. We have access to information globally. So there's no excuse for us to not deal with the truth. And we have limited time here on Mama Earth. And we are going to have to answer for our actions in this life. And when you meet your ancestors and them say, oh, you didn't know, said that no right, and you did there follow it, you better have answers. Because we can do all that stuff here in the physical now. But when your spirit returns to the source and questions are asked, you best have the answers. You're in tune to the New Brainform People's Talk Show, live here on GalaxyAfiwe.com, the only de-brainwashing station in a Dissia nation. Big up to the people that was watching me on Facebook Live. Kwaku Bonsu. Facebook Live. Catch me live on that. Big up to the people that I can't, I don't see them some messages come out there, but me can't see none. So, let me read this message out. Please rise up my mother, Gwendolyn Murdoch, who passed on to the ancestors on the 28th of May. Thanks. Moduba Fun, Gwendolyn Murdoch. Madase, for your works on this earth and your children them. So if you want to rise up any other elder that's moved on to the ancestors, I'm going to give you 5 more minutes and then we're going to blaze some fire. While me do that, give you 5 more minutes, I want to play this tune here. I was playing it earlier and I'm just dedicating this to the mothers and Mother Ashmil who move on to the ancestors today. Well, not today, but we buried her body today. Ashe. 0207 193 0174. Live link number that. Text and WhatsApp number. You have 4 minutes to rise up some elders who move on to the ancestors. Can't forget them. 073 7792 0703. That's a text on the WhatsApp number. 0737 792 0703. +44 and drop the first 0 if it's abroad. Live link number if you want to call in and heal up an elder. Even an elder that's around now. Granny old tight, 102 years old. Big up my mother, 88 years old. Still there with me. 0207 193 0174. Our mama, Leanne True, left us 20 years ago. She still walks with me. It's still hard just to remember her. She was the most beautiful mama in the world. Maduba Fo, Lilian True. Big up yourself, Lilian True. Maduba Lilian True. I would like to venerate my father that passed onto the ancestors on January the 4th, 2020. 553 need a name so we can venerate them and give them the proper heal. Send me your father name. Yeah, man, I big up the elder them, you know, gone on to the ancestors them. Oh, Tep. Hold on there. Otep caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, it's Gorilla Man, and I'm calling from South London. Yeah?
Yes, Gorilla Man.
Yeah, nice to hear you back on the radio, you know, blood.
Yes, King. Give thanks.
Yeah, because them fight you down for your little video thing, but someone has to talk in it. Because what we realise, say, is the woman that carry the strength in the real community. Everyone who's around the community, it's the woman who carry the strength. You know what I'm saying? So, big up that lady there who died. I didn't know her.
Mama Ashmeal. Mama Gloria Imogen Ashmeal. 98 years old.
Oh, gosh, me did one hour forget another 700 years. You see me, I say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm bigging up that lady there for what they've done on planet Earth. You get me? They raised children, and the children had grandchildren, and she's probably a great mother as well, you see it? Also, I want to big up my magnificent, queenificent mother, Millicent Flash, because she set the standard in my gorillaism. So without these strong women, I would not be...
Millicent, her name Millicent?
Yeah, Millicent.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Mudubanfu Millicent Flash. You go on.
Yeah, so like I'm like your mum. See your mum, she's strong in it. Like she's strong from young in it. But it's put something in us in it, and our dads give us understanding. You see what I'm saying to you? Yeah. What it is, you see these days, and all these community people, yeah, they small up the strong women like my mum and your mum these days. You know, believe it or not, you know. And it's not right. So me comfort mash down everything and set the order back to the ancient order where we must celebrate their lives, yeah, in a real way. Like you say, how you're doing it now, this is part of our culture, bro. So if we don't big up the woman, the youths, them are not going to respect their mothers. Because my mother, if she was alive, you know that I'd have let her box me and we can't say a word. You understand? Thank you. So this is the order that we're coming, and we call it the ancient order. And from we haven't got that, everything's in chaos. And also, I want to bring up my friend. I lost a very good friend this year. Yeah, Jason, now the weatherman. So when we look up in the sky, are the weatherman. So Jason, now the weatherman. You see me, I say? Yeah, 'cause I lost a real friend, a real community leader who invests in people, never judge no one. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I got this thing, the people who've got the 1980s, 1990s, road person, psychology, that is the winning mindset. But a lot of us got lost down the way. But anyone who straightens up themselves, we are the solution. So I want everybody to hold firm and give thanks for everybody's life who's listening. And I'm glad that you're back on the airwaves. Now, everybody may agree with you, but everyone deserves freedom of speech. You see me, I say? I'm so happy that the people at Galaxy, they said, you know what? We know, sir, you can't control Kwaku, but he's allowed freedom of speech. Even some of them probably don't agree with what you're saying, but as our culture, everyone must have a voice that is valid, valued, and respected. This is how we transform our fortunes. I don't want change. I want transformation. With the books that everybody's reading, what they're doing, they're reading and retaining. Read, retain, and then you apply the knowledge, and then transformation happens. Bond change. We want transformation. And I'm just going to leave it there because you know I'm an emotional guy, and my black people are letting me down. And the black, we're running after the alphabet people. So, you know, even now, yeah, I kind of changed my thing on the alphabet people, you know, because I have to give them little respect, you know. Why? Because if them start this latest fire, and I couldn't believe it, that man them followed it. I don't care what people follow. Me never go on march, because I'm not marching under that thing. So soon there's going to be another movement coming, and it's called Hold Them Accountable. The real social balance movement. You're going to hear about it proper soon. Real thing, no joke thing. So we have to hold people accountable, not by any non-violent means necessary. You see me out there? The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is now digital. Yeah? So another bit on the telly. So now we've got to create a digital uprising, a digital rioting, in fact, digital mayhem. People have to feel insecure. I don't want justice. I want vengeance, bro. Look at, he talked about the man, they cut off the man's hood and put it in his mouth, and that was actually in front of his wife, you know, bro. You understand what I'm saying to you? And You see me love everybody, you know, but anybody who does any kind of bullying, I'm after you, whether you're black or white. So my Garveyism is a different kind of species. It's called a new age Garveyism. Yeah? So my thing are normal, and everyone who's a true Garvey, who's not racist, we're gonna take over. All these little these community leaders, they're not bigging up the people like how you're bigging up. Look how this is your show, you know. You didn't have to big up no older people, bro. So why do you keep the ancient order? And then, anyway, I'm going to come off the phone. Big up everybody.
Give thanks for that, yes?
I'm glad that they let you come back on the air. So Galaxy is a real radio station. We have to get behind them. I want them to come up into the digital age. I want them doing podcasts and everything. We have to move the revolution to a digital age. That's how it's gone. So who's the revolution is the people, the youths now who are into social media. So we have to let them know. So when they know their culture, then they know we're going to have to start hacking on these things. That's how the thing gone now, you know, gone digital. I'll leave it on this note. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is now digitalized. So get on Twitter. This is where all these MPs who are disrespecting us. You see the guy the other day, the police officer said he blamed the single black mothers for all the block parties. The man must be mad. So yeah, hold them accountable. Look out for it. You're going to see us.
And the question is, who does he blame for the riot in Liverpool the other day in Leeds with the football man them?
Yeah, but what you got to understand, we haven't got a marketing sector who does positive propaganda. So what it is, remember, this is a game. It's called a narrative. So they have a narrative that makes them win, but makes us look bad. But all these successful people who say that they're black and all that, they're petrified to actually stand up and be a vanguard. Well, I'm a vanguard till the day that I die. I'm not going to come off Garveyism. Because my Garveyism is the same book that's written in the great book, is like a Bible to me, which is the philosophy and opinions of the greatest guys who me feel say what the planet Earth last in this century, 2 centuries ago. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, this is just to big up my mother and Jason, now the Weatherman, aka Mr. Fox. I'm either elder.
Are they big him up earlier on, at the top of the show?
Well, me big him up anytime me touch a microphone, because the guy, they believe in me. When a lot of my friends, they don't believe in me because I'm loud and they can't control me, just like they can't control you. So they just have us off. But you see, Jason Weatherman, I love him. And big up Dale, anyway, you're there becoming all I know together.
Yeah, Dale, yeah, Mudoba, Dale, yeah, him there in the ancestral world.
You understand what I'm saying to you? So, yeah, man, straight love. Anyway, we'll talk to you in a couple of days also. And big up Bonga Tete and Dr. Abu. Boom, bam, bam. Yeah?
All right, give thanks.
All right, straight love, my brother. All right, one.
Big up, Otep. Yeah, just a bit of a correction for my brother there. This is the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show, not my show. The show belongs to the people. I am the custodian of the show. And so the people are free to call in and even cuss me off if they want to do that. That is what it's here for. Moduba Eric Martin Calendar. We give thanks and venerate you. Give thanks, Prophet Kwaku. Otep Siba Kwaku, please, I am rising up my beloved mama, Insilda Ansin, who transitioned early this year. I've wonderful memory watching your comedy show with her. Give thanks, Kwaku. She was always promoting Galaxy. Love always. Oh, okay. I'd like to see some of that footage. So we say Moduba, Mama Insilda Ansin, who transitioned earlier this year. Moduba to my dad, Go Mahad, in Senegal, who passed away in June from brother Latsar. So rise up, brother Latsar, to your father, Moduba, Go Mad, in Senegal. So we give thanks and praise to the ancestors, and we give thanks and praise to those great people that came here when they were young people. And it says, text reads, rise up, my mother, Ina Williams Morris, passed to be with the ancestors. on the 18th of the 12th, 19. Rest in power, 89 years. Thank you for being mother and father. Maduba Fun Ina Williams Morris. So, that was a dedication to those elders that came before us. And every so often, any opportunity, and I think any week, any show that I come on, and the ancestors, elders have moved on to the ancestors, or anybody that's moved on to the ancestors, we will rise them up. Last week, Thursday, I did a show with a man who had been using dialysis for 31 years. Went through a series of operations, very painful, had a couple of strokes, and is still with us today, even through this COVID-19 thing. Text reads, "I'll give thanks, Prophet Kwaku." Yeah, any time, because, see it. That's what we're here for. It's not just about coming here and discussing all the other things that's happened, which is very, very important. But we must always remember where we come from. And not just where we come from in antiquity, not where we come from in the facts of the things that we contributed to societies around the world and the countries and the great feats that we have accomplished. But we must always remember those who made us be here, who took that step. And we must never forget them. I don't agree with my mother at the best of times. I can tell people that live and here. Yeah? But she and my father is how me get here. And I have to remember that. Yeah? And it's a lineage, isn't it? It's a lineage that you come through. And when you think about, especially those of us who's the descendants of the kidnapped people, them, when you think about what they went through, what, kidnapped from me, just imagine we're here and we have our families, we have our children, them, our grandchildren, them, our cousins, our friends. We have people that we're close to. And just imagine being taken away from that and never ever seeing them again. No communication at all. You can't phone them, you can't WhatsApp them, you can't Instagram them, you can't Facebook them, you can't text them, you can't phone them. Never seeing their faces again. And then on the flip side of that, imagine those people being taken away from you and you don't know where them gone. You just hear about some people them Wazungu them are kidnap your people them and then gone to the Wazungu land. Imagine those emotions that was going through those people at the time. These are very, very real emotions. And so we have to always remember so you don't forget. Don't forget so you don't make sure it don't happen again. One of the things that I saw in these different demonstrations that was going around the world after the death of George Floyd, and it was a placard, and the placard says, it just resonates. We're not our ancestors. We will fuck you up. That's what it says. And I get that and I feel it. Because now is not the time to be afraid to die. Death is just another transition to the next cycle of life. And as a great elder said, if there's nothing that you're prepared to die for, then there's nothing that's worth living for. And we're only here for a moment in time. And we have to make that moment count. So on the 1st of Messiah, there's a demonstration happening in Brixton. It's called the Lockdown. Lockdown Brixton. And why is it important for us to come out on the 1st of Messiah? As you well know, I want to march as well as Lockdown Brixton. But in order for us to achieve that, we have to have black people in numbers. And I'm not talking hundreds, I'm talking thousands. Wherever you are in Britain, this day is a day that we must claim for ourselves as Africans. Don't wait for no white man to sanction a day for you and say you're allowed to have a Malcolm X Day. You're allowed to have a Martin Luther King Day. Yeah? You're allowed to have a Sojourner Truth Day. You're allowed to have a Harriet Tubman Day. You're allowed to have a Queen Nani Day. A Yasantawa Day. A Queen Nzinga Day. A Chipsuk Day. Galaxy has created a day, what they call our parents' and ancestors' day. We must create our own days and we must sanction them. And if you're in a job, tell them not coming work to why? Because it's my ancestors' day. You understand what I'm saying? If we don't put credence, if we don't put value on our own things, don't expect other people to respect it. Because they won't. You have to put that on yourself. And know to yourself that that is what I'm prepared to stand up for. And your children, they must see you do it. Your nieces, your nephews, your godchildren. Because they may not want to follow you and they may not even follow you. But you will set a seed in their minds. Don't think of me there, because me have problems with my children, you know, well, my son, you know, me and him have some problems and I have to try and straighten him out. And now I was showing, because what you find when you're on this road there, that the war comes in your yard. That's what tests your tenacity. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, the 1st of Messiah, I'm asking you, the people, the question. Because I think a lot of people that lead our people think that they know better than the people. And you're only as good as the mandate that you get from your people. So the gorilla man called up and said, your show. No, it's not my show. This is your show. This is the people's talk show. The Nubian Forum People's Talk Show. It's not the Kwaku Maduti Sakara Pianke Imhotep Bonso show. He is the facilitator. We who has taken the mantle to face the enemy are the custodians of whatever revolution it is. So the African Emancipation Day reparation march committee are the custodians of the march. The people's march. The people's lockdown. So yes, we organize it. It's organized. But we still are answerable to the people. Otep caller, what's your name and where you're calling from?
Hi, quick on Check. I'm not going to be for long, but I felt sad for Mama as Mama Asmil, and also I pick up Mikey Simpson. I pick up all the people that have passed away who did a lot of things for your community, and basically this is the best ever number one station, and I'll put that down, that does not beat around the bush, lets people to get their voices heard, and no matter what issues they're facing, any black issues, and I've already said that already on the YouTube, and I can't say no more. I mean, it's the best station. Every other station right now is willing to party. No other one's doing talk show. It makes me very, very sad and very, very hot, upset. It just makes me want to punch the window. But I can't do that. But it makes me very upset. And you're the only station, you and Ferrity are the only two that's getting people's voices heard. So I pick up both of you and DJ Style and all the other pilots who are helping people getting their voices heard. Yeah? Just keep it up, Kwaku. Don't go, please. You go in depth into things and you go deep into things. Burn more fire. Shout. You want to. Burn more fire.
Give thanks. Give thanks.
Bye.
Okay. Text reads, we can't forget Prophet. Some away live some of that. When as children and babies we were taken from all we knew, our families in the Caribbean, and brought to strangers here. The experience is relived through the ages. Yeah, that is a very potent text. And maybe, we do a show and speak about that. Got a text here, is a photo, is it says, in Zambia, our people have just crowned a white man as a chief, a custodian of our culture, customs, and our traditions. This is pure madness. We are infiltrated. Well, you see, this is what happens, you see, because what happens is, you see, what happens, black people, is that a lot of these white people, them is going to Africa, yeah, and because they've got access to funds, a lot of money, and they're going back to Africa, and they're going to these little villages and places like that, and they're stripping off money and getting them, and it's the old slavery thing all over again. And to be quite honest, them forget murder down there, and then you find them for just get wiped out. Me not play, because them the thing there is madness. Yeah, no white person supposed to can go Africa and be no chief amongst nobody. But that's because we're not going back to Africa. That's what the issue is. Because we are looking to go to Switzerland and Holland and Canada and all them places there. Anyway, where the gringo them there. And I'm Spain and all them something there. And you know what I mean? This is what's happening, and that's why these people can go Africa and they can do that kind of madness. Because let me just make it plain to you that when we fought them to the ills in the Caribbean, they were fighting them in Africa too, but we had these little traitor people them helping them out. It's treasonous behavior like this that allowed them to able to conquer and kidnap us. It's not just the wicked. It's these traitorous Africans who continue to betray us. And let me tell you something from now. Just like what Mosi Tung did when he kill a fool the traitor Chinese them. Any Chinese them that want to work with the enemy, them just kill them off. China wouldn't be what it is today if they allowed those traitors to live. Don't forget, that the United States is got a military outfit called AFRICOM. They have military bases in most countries, if not all the countries, 54 countries in Africa, with African troops from the Americas fighting for the United States. So this ain't no joke thing. Man is putting things in place just in case. So we have to be very vigilant as Africans. I speak about Garvey Town all the time. I try not to take up shows and just talking about Garvey Town. But Garvey Town is a place where we want to build for Africans, by Africans, with Africans. You understand? No non-African is allowed in that project. You can go and do business with anybody in the world you want, but it will be only Africans running business in Garvey Town. And the saddest thing about it is that our people don't come forward for a project that's community orientated. And no disrespect to brothers and sisters who's gone back to Africa and set up their own little things, because that's good as well. But we need to set up a flagship that shows that Africans can migrate back to Africa, emigrate back to Africa, and work together with the Africans there as well to build something tangible so that we can all benefit from. Because make no beans about it, brothers and sisters, the West is over. They're just trying to hold on. And for all you African traitors, may the ancestors them deal with your case severely. You're in tune to Nubian Forum People's Talk Show live on Galaxy Afiwe.com. This is just madness. This text here, WhatsApp, I've just seen it just send me in free fall. But anyway, I try to read out the texts and I try to keep people informed so people's information comes true. So I've got 3 texts here, so let me just read these texts out. I'll just read these texts out and then let me just lose my train of thought. I was talking and let me lose my train of thought. Yes, still kidnap and abuse us in the social service system. That's true. 961, big up yourself. Rise up to my father who passed on to the ancestors in December. Moses Curtin. My grandmother Delta Clark. 100 years, big up. My grandmother Rosella Alfred. 97 years old. My uncle Alan Combe, 86 years old, who passed away June the 24th, 2020, all in St. Lucia from all of us here in London. So we say Moduba Moses Curtin, Moduba Delta Clark, Moduba Fun Rosella Alfred, Moduba Fun Alan Combe. Yeah, so we big them up every time. Vodom Prophet Kwaku, rise up both my grandmothers who I was fortunate enough to meet, and rise up both my grandfathers who I didn't meet. I need to venerate my uncle Wilbert from Dulwich, Modubafu Wilbert, who I respected more than my father. And, big up to that. And these things happen. Rise up. Yeah, I read that one already. Yeah. So that was the 3, wasn't it? Yeah. 073 7792 073. That is either WhatsApp or text. 073 7792 0703 +44 and drop the 0 if you're abroad. And the live link number is 0207 193 0174. Drop the 0 and put +44 if you're abroad. Otep, you also need to acknowledge Facebook viewers. Well, big up the Facebook viewers, and I don't know what it is. I ain't seen any writing or anything like that, but yes, big up the Facebook viewers. I haven't seen your name come up on the thing. Maybe it's because the way that I've got the what's it? So let me just end it, yeah, and set it back up again. Yeah. And then I'm gonna go back live now and turn it on because I'm not seeing the messages coming up. So that's why I haven't bigged up people individually, because I'm not seeing the actual message them coming up. So let me just fling it up here now and see what I go on. Yes, sir. If it stays out, it ain't gonna stay out there. I'll plug out there. Yeah. Right. So I done it the other way now. It says comments will appear. So the other way me did have it, me never see the comments. The other way me did have it, me never see the comments. So me apologize. Yeah? Right, me apologize to the Facebook people them. Yeah, so your comments will appear now and then I'll mention your name, so don't feel no weird. Yeah? 0207 193 0174. Now what was I talking about? Yeah. So we are custodians of anything that we do for the people. It's good to have organizations and new organizations starting and things like that. But there was something Dr. Abu said some time ago, and he says, why do we continue to try and reinvent the wheel? And there are institutions that are here. There are institutions that are already here. And what we should try to do is to work within them, to improve them. But we always come in to do something else. So I just want to say that yes, it's good to have organizations and set up and things like that, and we must always continue to set up organizations. If there's one that don't fit what you're doing, then set up one. But we must try to interact and work together for the betterment of the all. Because those of us who are orators, who come on radio and speak and on the Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all these various mediums that we use to disseminate and transmit information to our people, we must remember that is the people that makes us. It is the people that gives us the notoriety. It is the people that gives us the mandate. You understand me? So, I want people to know that, what I do here, I do for the people. Yeah? I don't do for myself. Everything that I do is for my family and for the wider community. Hold on a minute, caller. And so, anything that me I do, I'm thinking about the people. I'm not thinking about myself and my own personal agenda. I'm thinking about the people. What would the people want? Not what I think is best for the people. I know what's best for my children. The people are not my children. They're people. They're adults, they're peers, and they are children too. And we must give guidance. But we mustn't become a dictatorial outfit with anything that we're doing. We must come to the people and ask the people what they want. So on the 1st of Messiah, I'm asking you, the people, what do you want? Do you want this day to be your day? Or are you waiting for white people's government to say, okay, we recognize the 1st of August and, you know, black people celebrate the 1st of August for the Emancipation Day, and we will sanction that. So, you know, if they want to take day for work and things like that, is a national holiday. Is that what you want? Because freedom is not something that somebody gives to you, you know. Freedom is something that you have to take. And you have to be prepared to take it by any means necessary. You understand? Go on, caller. Your time. What's your name? Tell the people your name and where you're calling from. Caller. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, it's Brother Akram. I'm here in London.
Yeah, brother. I don't know what it is, Brother Akram. Even when I'm listening to the radio and you call, it's like nobody can hear you talk. Your voice is so low. What? Me can't shout.
And people say I'm shouting too much.
No, man, me can't hear you. Your voice is very, very low. Me know he's a cool brother still, you know, Brother Akram. So me da knock you, you know. Yeah?
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, you know, as I said, I mean, one must tell it like it is, and if you can't take what is being told, then something is wrong with you. You know what I mean? As I said, you know, as I always say to people, look, I can't see behind my back, and if I mean somebody tell me there's a fly on my head, I have to take the man's view, right? You know? You know, you understand? You see? Because that's the only way you can make changes. Right? You can only make change by people telling you, and you acknowledge what they're telling you. You know, you see. So I mean, I big up what you're saying. You know, I mean, I have great respect for what you're saying and yourself and what you're doing and what you're trying to do. You know, and whilst you were there talking, and you was mentioning Garvey's town, and you know, I just want to carry you to a little story. Basically, it's about my mother, because, you know, my mother came here when I was about 4 years old. I didn't see her until I was about 14. And, right, she had 5 children. But when she was about 50, you know, she was a bit, she was suffering with arthritis pretty bad. And she had built a house back home, you know, and despite having the 5 children in those days. And I said to her, look, mother, go home. You know, because, you know, I lost my father in 73 and my mother had cancer, and I didn't want to lose her, you know?
Yes, I hear you.
You understand me? So I tell her, look, mother, go home, you know? And she did. She went home, although at that age, going back home, it's not easy to say you're going to work, because it's not like here where there's a factory that you used to work in and all that sort of thing. And she went home, and okay, thankfully, as I said, those days, I mean, I continued to support her with my brother, because every time I say I'm going to send £1 for my mother, my brother say, hey, here's £1 as well. You know what I'm saying? Up until today, he has always been by my side in everything I do with my mother. But anyway, later on, I mean, because she had a house here, and she had a house back home, right? And she had 5 children. They left home. Now, the husband was not very pleased. So now she's from Montserrat, the husband is from Barbados. And he was not very pleased that she go home. I said to him, look, my brother, what do you want? You want a dead wife or do you want a living wife? You two have achieved what most people came here to achieve. You have children, you have a home here, and you have a home back in the Caribbean. Now, your wife is home you can go down there in the summer, in the winter, and she can come up in the summer, right? You have the best of both worlds. Right? You understand me? I know it's hard for you to say, well, your wife is, but the point is, if she stay here, chances are she will get sick and probably die with the arthritis because the arthritis was very bad.
Okay.
You understand me, right? Okay? And she had high blood pressure. In fact, when she went home, she was knocked down with high blood pressure. And because of what, people taught her and so forth, she started eating the type of food that was right and things, and she came off the high blood pressure business. Right? So what I'm saying is, I'm trying to bring to I say to a lot of people here, okay, and in those days, she didn't have much money like what people have today. Many people today have houses of 500,000, 700,000, £1 million houses that they're living in. You're not poor person, right? And you stay here suffering, saying, oh, this or that. When you have equity in your house, right, you can sell that house, buy another house downside, and something like Garveytown, you say, hey, look, let me go there and and put up a house, £50,000. You still have 400, 500. You live large, isn't it? Right? My mother was home for how many years until the volcano drove? Over 15 years until the volcano drove her back here. She retired at 50. She's nearly 90 now, and she has not worked since then. She has not knocked a stroke working for anyone since she was 50 years old. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? And this is the mindset I'm saying, that many of our people here who are suffering have that sort of wealth and suffering here, holding on to this wealth, when they could be in the Caribbean or Africa, being comfortable. Being very comfortable with that sort of property that they have.
But I think what it is, Brother Akram, a lot of people are tied to grandchildren that are here. These elders, they build a root, and the home is there, and the grandchildren come, the great-grandchildren come, and somehow they don't want to leave them. So that's why,
Well, that is part of it. That is true. But as I said to a lot of people, right? Because, in 95 I went home. I was planning to go back to Africa. I sent my family back home. And unfortunately, I came back, to finalize things, and I had an accident. So, my family had to come back here, right? As you know, I lost my leg. I almost died. I spent over a year out of work because I was in hospital and I couldn't work for over a year, right? This was 95. 2000, right, because I got back to work, and 2000, I sent my family back home again. You understand? Because I was determined. When I was taking my child home, she's crying, oh, man, I want to be here. No, you're going to be in Africa. Because to me, the kind of money that you have here, you can live so large with your family back there. You can give them a better life. You understand? If you go home with £500,000 to Africa, you can live like a king. Right? You understand me? With your children, you can pay for their education. You can pay for them to even have added education with the kind of money that you're having here. You see what I'm saying, right? So there's no need for somebody to say, oh, I have to be here because my children have to go to school here. My best friend down there, he never came to England. He's got his master's there in Tanzania, and he builds roads. He has a engineering company, right? that he oversees building roads and things like that. So you don't have to be here to get a. You with me? I mean, it's a myth that we think that we have to be here to get a good education. I mean, it's time, as I said, I was just thinking when you're talking about Garvey Town. Look at what you can have in Garvey Town. You can have your own schools. You can have your own hospitals. You know? I mean, this could be a model town. You know?
You know, look, the thing about is this, you know. The thing with Garvey Town is that Garvey Town is a community-orientated reparations movement town. Yeah? It was born out of Nubia.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? And it was born out of the conference that took place in Barbados. You understand me?
Yeah.
Right? So, it's a reparations movement. It's part of the reparations movement. You understand me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the reparations movement. And what it's taught me over the 16 years that we've been trying to get people to come and work with us, yeah, is that black people in Britain, especially in Britain, don't seem to be ready to do a community thing. They're ready to move, but on their own thing. So they want their own little piece of thing, and they're doing their own little thing. They're not actually ready, or they haven't shown me that they're ready for a community thing.
Yeah, but you can do that in the Garvey Town. As I said to you, in the community, you can have your own shop.
Well, this is what I'm trying to say, because there's a building that's going to be a business building for any kind of business that people want to do. But you can only do it if you're an African. You can't have no non-African business partner. You're a business partner with indigenous African or Africans from some, but no non-African. I think that's what they have a problem with. That is a non-African venture.
Well, you know, I agree with you in part. You have to set up the model.
Well, you have to. You see, the thing about it is this. We don't have the... Look, we've got 300 acres of land. You know what 300 acres look like?
Well, I know. I have 60 acres, so I know what.
Right. So we've got 300 acres of it, and we need people to help us to develop. We don't have that money to develop it. You understand what I'm saying to you? But what I'm
simple, you know, it's very simple. Okay, I mean, be a part of it. You don't have to build it all at once.
No. We're not looking to build it all at once. No, far from it. But the money that it took us to secure it and the other stuff that we went through, you understand what I'm saying? If we had only had, say, like 20 acres, we would have built our places and probably living there. But that's not community, is it?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I've heard you for some years, as I said, inviting people to come to Garvey Town. People who probably haven't, because the whole idea is going there, because it's not an easy journey, because you don't know anybody there. Most of us don't. And because I've been there for some time, and as I always say to people, you need to go in a group.
You have to go in a group.
Right?
Especially in Africa. It's just the way Africa is.
Right. You need to go with a group, or at least have people that you know there. And that is what...
Or like-minded people.
Oh, right, exactly, you know. And that's what the white man has ahead of us. Because when he goes, he's already got his scout. Okay? He's already got his scout who has already surveyed the place, knows the boundary, knows...
And he's coming with a lot of money. He's got money behind him.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So,
just want to shout out, I just want to say apologies to the people. There was about 10 people watching it on the Facebook, and I switched it off and switched it back on. So I want to apologize to those people for that, yeah?
Right. Yeah, so what I'm saying is that, I mean, you know, with that sort of thing in mind, you know, we, as I say, we have to communicate together in order to do the things we want to do. And as I said to you, I mean, you're talking that village can house maybe something like over 2,000 people.
Yeah. 300 homes we'll be building on that land.
300 homes.
Because there'll be a community center, there'll be an information center, there'll be 5 farms, there'll be a school, a university.
Right.
You know, that's the plan. And the prime objective of Garveytown is to have one in every country in Africa.
And you know, that's how Mondragon started up, you know, because they had their own area and they set up a cooperative. And today, as I said, that town, you know, I mean, all the people in that town own everything in that town. They have their own university, schools, and everything, right? And the same thing can be applied there. You know,
but you know, Brother Akram, and it's not. You see, if I had 100 people, it'd be little money they would have to pay to make it happen.
Yeah.
Because look, I know there's people here, they're never gonna leave England. England's their home, them now gone away. We get that. But you can still have a tie to the motherland.
Well, if I'm telling you, for the cost of building, I mean, what you need to do is set up a cost analysis of what it would cost to build, to put up a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom.
No, we got cost for we got cost for 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom.
Right.
The costings are there, but the costings as you know in Africa, what it costs today ain't going to cost that in 6 months' time because prices go up all the time. The price is materials.
Well, yes,
you know.
Of course it does that.
But if people come in and they come on whatever price they get it for, then they got 2 years to build their property.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But what I think I'm going to do, we're going to set up is a Zoom meeting that people can come on and they can speak to me, Gareth Dean, and the rest of the members, and we can answer all the questions that they need to ask. We do have people that is interested from the Americas. A lot of them came down, but one guy tried to sabotage it. You understand me? And we discovered now because he wanted to do his own thing. You understand me? Mm-hmm. So, but the people in America, they want to leave, man. They want to leave. Well, I've got somebody else on the other line. Who's the other person on the line? Caller, the other caller that's on the line. Go on, Brother Akram. I think they're gone.
Yeah, we did a survey of trying to find out because Brother Ifeomi Grant, he had this radio program some years ago, and I asked him to put out there who is ready to go to Africa, and as you rightly say, most the things that came out was from people from America, not from here. And you know, and as you rightly say, I don't know why our people is afraid, but you know, having your own little thing there, you know, as I say, you know, even just somewhere that you can say, look, I can go down, you know, even for 3 months, 6 months, I can rent it out, whatever it is, for the rest of the time or something like that, you know, but at least you have a foundation there.
But not only that, you know, Brother Akram. You know, I don't know what your age is, Brother Akram, but I will be 58 this year.
Yeah. Well, I'm 70 years of age now.
Right, well, you're an elder for me, yeah? So me, at my age, me name I think about me now. It's my youth them and my grandchildren them who me I think about. And their future. Where them have to go run away from this place and them need to have somewhere to run to.
Well, that's 100%. I mean, the fact is that, look, you see, as I try to tell people, Africa is growing. And we have to say strategically thinking and planning all the time. This place here is finished. Make no mistake about it. That's why they're going through all the problems that they are now, because they can't create a war, right? So therefore, they you know what I'm saying, right? In the last century, they had 2 wars, which sort of knocked them and had to rebuild and so forth. They can't go through that anymore. So this is why they developed this coronavirus thing, because where were they going? They weren't going nowhere. They're full up. I went to America a couple of years ago, and I stayed with my sister, and she was in a rented home, four bedroom with a swimming pool and everything, right? And she was paying less rent for that place than what people were paying here for a one-bedroom flat. Why? Because the people couldn't sell it and they couldn't rent it, and they just said, "Look, give us something, just to make sure that somebody's there occupying the place." And
but you know, the next thing that I want to say, Brother Akram, is what you put value on. See, what do we really put value on as a people? You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I just pointed out to you that my mother went home at 50 years of age, right? And she has not worked for anybody, and she's 90 years of age now. Okay, that's over 40 years she has not worked, right? And this is a kind of.
Hold on, another caller. The 1 second. Let Brother Akram land, yeah.
And I'm saying this is the kind of lifestyle that one can have living in Africa, right? If you have a property here and your property, look, take your children, your grandchildren, right, and whatever, go down there. You can give them better education there, right? Than you can probably here, because you can pay for it. It's more affordable. Here you have to be paying thousands for a thing. There, what do you do? You know, I mean, so what I'm saying is, the school, the education there, you can get the best teachers. You can pay them because it's not, you know, we have to look back that you're not rubbing anybody down or anything. That is the market, and you go along with what the market is, right? When I came here, wages was only about £6 a week. 6-7 pounds a week. That was the market then. You follow what I'm saying, right? 6-7 pounds a week. When I came in '65, I mean, that was the wages. 6-7 pounds a week. To what it is today. That was the market then, and people have to. I was renting a property, renting a house, and have to take. And
people was able to save and buy properties themselves.
Exactly. You know. So that is the market, and the market down there. I mean, as I said, your money here will go a long way.
But you have to get the money here. Give time, Brother Akram.
You know?
No, Brother Kwame, let him stay there quickly. I just wanted to say, I agree, to concur with everything he's saying. I mean, look, we have to look, to what we've got, under our command. I mean, we've got the third leading film industry in the world. No, there's Nollywood. We've got everything there. We could have New York or whatever, Chicago, whatever, skyscraper, whatever. So many nice, pretty waterways in all over Africa. We could develop. We have to. It's best time we look within. It's time we look within, rather than looking the outside.
Ashe.
Are you doing anyway, Brother Akram? You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. As I said, I'm just here because, as I said, unfortunately, I can't go to Africa because I'm taking care of my mother. And as I said, I was hoping, that she would have been able to want to go down there because I could give her the best care. But unfortunately, since my mother-in-law died, she refused to go back to Africa. So I'm stuck here. You see.
Okay.
I'm gonna look after festival.
I hope she's.
Yeah, so as I said, I mean, I say I've been in Africa 30 years, but as I said, I just, I'm asking myself, all these people who are losing their things in America, Mike Tyson going to prison, and the life that these people could live with, the kind of money that they have, is, because our culture.
I mean, it's a sin. It's a sin to know the kind of money that Mike Tyson had, yeah.
And it's wasted. I'm talking about
and it's Holyfield.
Brother Kwaku, I even understand at 54 years old he's fighting Roy Jones, who was a welterweight. I mean, it's fallacy. You can't be entertaining Wazungu people for the sake of our health. Whether they're going to allow the boxing board, going to allow it to be 8 rounds or 12 rounds, it shouldn't be allowed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a joke. It's a complete. I mean, look at the amount of money. The only boxer that I respect is Lennox Lewis. Because he has invested his money carefully. Follow the richest man with Joshua side. Joshua is new money. We're looking at money from 20 years ago. There's big props between Lennox Lewis and Joshua. You know, they were friends until the media tried to spoil the story. He was advising Joshua. You know, I've got a lot of admiration for them. He's got properties in Florida, he's got property in Lagos, he's got one in Ghana, he's got one in Jamaica. You know, he's smart. Very, very smart. You know? Now, brothers and sisters in America, they have no respect for money. I'm sorry to say this. You know? There's a saying that Fulani's money soon pass. I mean, you can't be abusing money. Money, if you abuse it, leaves you. As simple as that. You know?
Look. You know, as I said, you know, the culture. I remember that a friend of mine, he was married here, and you know, he had a Nigerian girl as a site, and the girl said, "Marry me." Said to him, "Marry me." So he said, she said, "Well, that's our culture."
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's our culture. You know, you can have your wife, and you can marry me as well, and I'm your wife as well. You understand? Yeah. Okay. So what I'm saying,
I don't think that will work here, mate. Trust me.
No, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, the wife out they will, but no, forget about that here, man. Them women and them not play that the game that all, sir.
Well, as I said, you know, but I'm just talking about these guys who mess up their life with a kind of money about women in America and things like that. You know, like going to prison and all that sort of thing. When he could have probably bring so many families down there out of poverty with that kind of money that he had. You understand what I'm saying, right? Because if he went up there to some chief, they would say, "Okay, marry my daughter." He go to another. And he could have bring how many families?
Yeah, but you know what? I think what we're forgetting, you know, is that the United States government wouldn't allow that. You know that Michael Jackson used to fund. Remember, you know, Michael Jackson was broke, you know, while he was alive. A lot of people don't realize that. He's made more money now he's dead than when he was alive. And one of the reasons why he was broke is because he used to fund a lot of charities, especially in Africa. But he told the charities, don't make them know that he's the one behind it. Because once they do, they will come for him. And when they discovered that he was funding a lot of stuff in Africa, they came after him.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
And what happens with a lot of these African Americans? You know, see even the women name again, the singer guy there. He might try to get a lot of them. Akon, yeah. He might try to get a lot of them rapper guy there.
Yeah.
Spend money in Africa and develop. But the United States government won't allow that.
No.
So when they're making that move, they've got to be very smart. They've got to have an angle. They've got to make sure everything that they're doing within the United States of America is above board, because they will come for them.
Of course, the CIA, they'll be spying on them.
They will come for them, and if them can't get them anyway, they're gonna get them by tax. They always do. When they can't get them no other way, they do them some tax business. You know what I mean? You know, so fear whether he better mind. You know, because if he starts doing certain things, you understand me? You know?
It's pity because, as I said to you, these guys could live like kings in Africa. Like kings, I'm telling you. You know?
Yeah, but the thing about it is, do you want to live like a king, or do you want to assist your family all to live like kings and queens?
Well, that's what I'm saying, Brother Kwaku, is that if that guy, because if it's a woman that he loves and he's messing up himself, right, he could have married 10 women or whatever and bring 10 families out of poverty.
I suppose so.
You understand what I'm saying, right? Okay? He could have made and bring 10 families or more out of poverty if that's what he, right? Why are you messing up yourself in nightclubs and things in America?
Yeah,
What is the point?
yeah, but you see, I think that what you have to appreciate of Brother Akram is that where these people, Mike Tyson was coming from, what caused him to be the way that he was, these youth them was abused when they were young and all sorts of stuff, we don't know what these people them go through. So, and there are a lot of scammers around them. I mean, that Don King, he ain't no good. No box of them don't read respect because he just rob all the box of them. That's what he's about. You know what I mean?
It's very sad. I mean, it's very sad for so many of our people, brother. I feel very sad for them.
Don't think he's an Ohio gangster. He's a gangster.
Yeah, he's a gangster, yeah.
A gangster, a thief. A thief. You don't allow boxers as you say, but to get a deal, Everyone is patient,
Yeah, but not just him, but so many others has made money and has, end up in prison or end up dying or whatever like that. And I'm saying, when they could have left that country and gone to Africa and live very comfortable with the kind of money that they have, I mean, I just spoke to a friend of mine, well, one of our members. He's now in the Congo. He's telling me, look, he can rent, for farming, he can rent land at $160 right, per year for one hectare.
Yeah,
1 hectare of land.
Yeah.
Right? For farming. 1 hectare is the size of 2 football pitch.
Oh, and that's 75 pounds in sterling, 75 pounds in pounds. Yeah, correct. That's good. Yeah. You're right, brother.
You understand what I'm saying, right? Land is in abundance, right? I mean, when you talk about ranch, I mean, a guy could have had ranches in Africa, and families, bring those families out of poverty.
But it's the way that Africa is portrayed, beloved. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, and what I want to bring it back to, the fact that, we have 300 acres of land in the motherland. And people don't have to worry about losing their land, anybody coming and taking away from them. But people have to be ready to be part of a community. You understand me?
Yeah.
Well, something, the Quaker. My wife was explaining to me that because, I think what happened is that after the independence, for many people, for many African governments, to try not to lose the land, they said that foreign people cannot own land. So what the Mzungu does, they come in as a company, right?
Yeah, but companies can't own land either.
No, they can't.
Well, to a degree, I mean, but they can get.
No, they can get land. They can lease. Look, I know about Ghana, 100%.
Yeah.
In Ghana, nobody can't own. No foreigners can own land. No company, no foreign individual. Unfortunately, they regard us as foreigners.
Yeah, right. Thank you for saying that. And Lagos, the same thing happens because the lands are hereditary for the Kwaku. They're hereditary. The new development you were talking about the other day called Atlantic, where they built in something like New York, where they dredge the ocean and railroad down the way. They still have to get permission from the King of Lagos. Yes, the land is hereditary. Oh yes. No.
There's a few West African countries who have signed up to this agreement. It was. They send them that no foreign entity can ever own land in Africa again.
Of course, they experience
right. But what they can do, they can come and lease because obviously they said they need investment, etc. Yeah, like in Ghana, that I know for sure that no foreigner can't own no land in there.
Exactly.
And if people come there and chiefs are giving them chieftainship and they're going actually against the constitution of the country. And within the constitution of the country, traditional law, where land is concerned, outweighs government law.
Thank you, Brother Kwaku.
That's what I know in Ghana.
The same apply in Lagos, especially Lagos.
Yeah.
The same
And
because the land predatory belongs to family.
And it's worded as the land belongs to those yet to come.
Yes.
Yes, son. So you're just custodians of the land. Don't belong to you.
I think there's a similar thing in Tanzania because, as I said, when Tanzania became independent, the government actually take away all the land from all the foreigners, and that's why you see so many East African people, these Indians are here because many of them they left because he took away their land from them. And you can go there now, and I'm telling you can see, because I did not know, but because I have somebody who is working close to the banks and so forth, they told me, look, that majority of those tall buildings you see, they belong to local people, because Nair took the land away from them and said, look, if you Indian man or you Arab man, you have 5 houses, you keep one and you give the other 4 to the African. You see?
Hold on, I just got to read a text out. It says, greetings, Siba Kwaku. Happy 128th Earth Day in respect of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. And I must apologize to the Rasta community because today is actually His Imperial Majesty's Earth Strong. Yeah? Asante Sana to the Rastafari community for keeping the work of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I as part of our African culture. Blessed Azania Jem. Hold on. I've got some more texts, WhatsApps to read out. All respect to the hard work of Reparations Committee. They have taken the temperature of the community in the run-up to developing plans for this year, and the bases have decided on groundings. However, in this day and age, an organizing has to be nimble and able to reflect and respond in real time. No problem with groundings, but that's IMO, innit? I'm of the opinion the people must directly be affected by George Floyd are mute, and still when the rest of the world is loud and on the move, it is contrary for contrary's sake. Yeah, that's what that text says. And this one says, "Oh, I got stop sending me pictures, man. What am I do with the picture then? I'm sending me the idiot picture business. I can't look at the videos when you send the videos on the WhatsApp, yeah, because it's it's on the screen kind of thing. Brother Akram, you were talking for more than 35 minutes. This is a public radio." Brother Akram, somebody about a fire underneath you.
Yeah, anyway, brother.
Well, as I said, I've been in Africa for 30 years, and I've been trying to depart knowledge about Africa because, as I said, I've been trying to invite people. I've been trying to tell people. Just the other day, guy said to me, "But you told us, that this country was collapsing, and this thing would happen." I said, "Yeah, I've been telling you all because I could see it. I'm out there every day, right? And you could see the changes that has been happening here. The country was on its knees. My brother, look,
Brother Akram, hold on. As the WhatsApp person said, you've been on for 35 minutes. So give the other brother a chance. Go on, brother.
Well, they can come in. There's not a problem.
Yeah, but brother, there's another brother that wants to say something. So give him the opportunity to say something, please.
Of course. Yeah.
Well, let me just lead you to something quickly. You say about Lisa. Look at the American embassy was in Grosvenor Square. That belongs to an aristocratic family. You can own the building, but you don't own the land. The American people were kicked out. They're in 9 Elms in Battersea now. They were moved out. The list run out. And apart from the American government stealing land from them somewhere in Boston, in America there, so that burned the first Duke, or the Duke who signed, who gave them permission, to have the building where they formerly were, where they had the embassy in Grosvenor Square.
Mm-hmm.
So the same applies. When someone would do the same thing, you can own the building, but the land belong to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is what happens here. I mean, the property that when people are paying all these big money for property, 300,000, 500,000, and all them things there, they only own the building. The land belongs to the state. And in fact, the land belongs to the Queen of the country, Elizabeth. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's her land. Yeah? Yeah, it's not country and queen, it's queen and country.
Exactly.
You understand? Yeah? All right, rise up, my brother, them, yeah? Give thanks.
Okay, then, yeah, thank you, and thank you to the Galaxy family for listening to me. Thank you very much.
Otep.
Otep, Tendamari.
Tendamari. Yeah. 0207 193 0174. The next thing I want to talk about is this vaccine that's coming out. Now we're gonna have to wear masks when we're going shops and all this kind of stuff them from Monday. Is it Monday them say? And apparently there's some vaccine that the United States bought out all the vaccines and all the rest of it. And I think Britain got a little bit. Now, I'm not a scientist of any sort. But from information that I've come across, it takes about 7 years to come up with a vaccine for any particular ailment. Yeah, or bacteria or disease or whatever the case may be. Yeah? Yet these people say they got a vaccine that's already ready, but it hasn't been tested on anybody. But they got a vaccine. And them say they want to give it to frontline workers first. The question I'm asking you, are you prepared to take this vaccine? What if them say you have to take the vaccine and all of your children them have to take this vaccine? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Because they're coming with it. And have you got a plan? A strategy? Because right now, as much as we want you to come to Africa or dig up to the Caribbean, whichever one you want to go, they're making it difficult for us now. Because if you want, if you want got the carry us beyond right now, especially the island of Jamaica, the kind of things that you got to go through. This just reminds me of the Cold War, when they said Russia was watching all their citizens and he needed pass to rock around here and go there, and that's what we need now. Don't you see? That's what we need now. So you have to wear a mask. If we wear gloves, if you want to leave the country, you have to go take COVID tests. And then if you pass, them give you a ticket to say you've been tested. But when you reach for example, if you reach Jamaica, you still have to get another test and you have to pay for it. Yeah? And then after that, you have to go in quarantine. There are serious changes transpiring on this planet, and we can't see it. You know, back where I used to live up off of Yekelin round that side, they've blocked off all the roads. And then they put these signs, they got these boxes with plants where they block off the road, and then they put in it COVID-19. So Bedford Road is traffic grid now. Acre Lane, traffic grid now. Colaba Lane, traffic grid now. Brixton Road, it's madness. This is what's going on right under our noses. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to really decide what it is we're gonna do as a people. Serious thing, because these people them not playing about, you know. Yeah, them not play about. I told you already. We got 300 acres of beautiful land, ready for its people to come and develop it. And we can do it together. Just go on our website, garveytown.net. garveytown.net. Just tap that in to Google or just go www.garveytown.net and you see our aims and objectives and how you can get involved in the Garveytown project. You understand? Mask and face coverings are compulsory as of tomorrow, Friday, can be fined up to £100 if not complying, and no specific reason. Otep. Oh, brother Kwame. Wait. You call up for this and make people know, see, I eat on phone.
Yes, no. I'm putting my headpiece on.
Oh, seed.
No, I didn't eat at this time. No, you mad? I didn't eat at this time of the day. No, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, greetings.
Yes, sir.
To the wider Galaxy family. This point you make about, Garveytown is very relevant for now.
Mm-hmm.
See, I mean, many of our people, there's two things. One is fear of the unknown, and two, the condition is that deep that they don't see Africa as a place they can settle or invest in, or even somewhere that they can have a better quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for them, better quality of life. And on a tangent, but it still incorporates to the wide issue about repatriation, right, is that this country has got nothing to offer black people. We were invited here, and that's the correct term to use. We were invited here. We didn't come on the boat and say, you know what, I'm going to leave Jamaica. Even though they mashed up Jamaica economically, we were invited here to help build this country after the tribal war, 1945, right? And so we were here for a purpose. That purpose came to an end about 20 years ago. So we are no longer surplus to requirements. Or we are rather surplus to requirements. So there's no need for us now. So particularly in the early 2000s, when they opened the borders to their brethren from the East, right? Our children now are in direct competition with not only so-called native white people, but also them lot from the East. Right? And now there's Spanish, Italians, Portuguese coming here as well, because Europe is in deep doo-doo, particularly Southern Europe is in deep doo-doo. Italy, Portugal, Spain, Greece, they're basically bankrupt. These countries are bankrupt. Right? It's only 2 countries in Europe that's basically carrying it for Europe. It's like Germany and some of the Nordic countries. This country is also bankrupt as well. They're letting them fool you, man. So it's Norway, Sweden, Denmark, possibly Holland and Germany, that's carrying the whole of Europe. Yeah? So our children are now competing for jobs that are very, very scarce. And even this pandemic has shown that many people have been made redundant or have got half their wages, if that. And I know some of our young people have been affected. Some of our people under 30 or under 35 have been affected. Either they're on furlough, they've been made redundant, or, they've been laid off temporarily, laid off until this pandemic, goes for a breather. So the fact of the matter is, right, there is no future for black people in this country. Given the gentrification of last ways of England, where black people used to live, even here in Nottingham, there used to be a thriving black community in Nottingham in the 90s. That's all gone now. Not there. I grew up north, Sheffield, Huddersfield, right? Leeds, Chapeltown. Chapeltown is now kind of run down now. Chapeltown used to have a thriving black community in Leeds. I was there in January, right? It's not like it used to be, man. You know what I mean? So there is a massive identification program that has been going on since the so-called regeneration thing of the Blair years. And black people have been priced out of certain areas. Like in London, Brixton, Notting Hill, these areas are predominantly African or black areas. Now look at them now. So there is a systematic plan, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, whether you accept it or not, I don't really care. But the reality is, look at the demographics in certain parts of the country, and you will see what I mean by the covert or overt, gentrification of black communities in this country. So, what I'm saying, or the point I'm making, is that given this the case, how can you really live your best life in a country that's broken? The country was broken anyway, because Brexit broke the country. This pandemic has broken it back. But think about it now. This country has borrowed in excess of 500 billion in the last 4 months just to pay people's wages. Where do you think that money is going to come from? Where do you think that money is going to come from? It has to come from somewhere. So we even hear that there's going to be taxation increases in the next few years, and also interest rates are going to rise. When interest rates goes up, that's going to affect black people particularly, because your mortgage on your rents, particularly in London area. I was staggered when I went to when I went to the March last year, and I was looking at house prices in Brixton, Kennington, and places, and I pay in Nottingham a month what you are paying a week, and I'm thinking, why? And this is in Brixton, Kennington, where the Oval is, the High Street, you know what I mean? Let alone, Vauxhall and, Peckham and, Lewisham and places, I mean. So what I'm saying is that if black people, particularly people who are my age, because I'm 50, yeah? People my age, if you sell a property, because you must have worked all the years to at least own that kind of property. If you sell that property now, even for £400,000, right? You come to Africa, you know what the money can get you? You know what £400,000 can get you in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Togo, in the Gambia, in Sierra Leone, in Liberia? Alright? And you still have some of it left to even start up a business. And there are many business opportunities in Africa. Well, let's say Ghana for one. Right? First, let me give you even two examples. Student accommodation. If you want to give back into the community, student accommodation. 80% of the population of Ghana is under 40. 80%, beloved. Right? That means there are people of school or university age that will believe in university year on year on year. Now just imagine, right, if Garveytown or even someone got parcel of land, right, they bought it in Garveytown and they said that they're going to build student accommodation on that local plot of land that they buy in Garveytown. You know how much you know how much they can bring into the community? You know how much money that can bring into the community? And I know where Garveytown is. Garveytown is not far from Winneba University, and there's also going to be a university called Valley View University that's going to be built not far from Winneba. So Garveytown is priced in a prime location, right? So if you get land in Garveytown, right, even if you don't want to build it for now, just buy that plot of land. That land price is going to triple in 3-4 years. Yeah? So when we're saying that, you know, there's nothing for, you know, in the motherland, blah blah blah, right? You got to understand that this country is finished. I'm sorry, but it's finished. And the quality of life for black people since the mid-90s has eroded year by year by year. So the quality of life that we're getting is not as it was in the 80s or in the early 90s or even in the like early 2000s. The quality of life, particularly after the so-called global financial crisis of 2008, has, you know what I mean? Where are young people? Where are young black people, right? 25, 28, 30, 35, right? Where are they going to get on the house and ladder? Particularly somewhere like London. You think you can afford to buy property in London? I don't think so. But yeah, Garveytown's there. Garveytown's there. For even your rent in London on a year, that can buy about 2 plots of land, I'm sure, in Garveytown. Yeah? So I don't understand what we're waiting for, what we're diving for, waiting for, what people are diving about. You know? Because that, believe it or not, that is opportunity, that is a golden opportunity to have, I won't say own, because no one owns land in Africa, right? That's to have a plot of land that you can call your own. Can you buy land in this country, or can you purchase land in this country for, you know, for lease it for 99 years? Can you do that? You can't do that, because the land don't belong to you. It belongs to the state. But in Africa, you can lease the land for 99 years. That land is yours. You got your title, you got your deed, you got your site plan. That land is yours, and you can do on it whatever you want. So I don't understand why people are not seeing this as like some golden opportunity for you to get a piece of paradise and to live your best life. I mean, you know, you've got clean air, you've got good food, right? You've got fresh food, not GM food or, you know, rubbish food here. You've got a good weather, the sun, right? I was hearing Brother Akram talking about, you know, somebody having arthritis. If you go to, if somebody in our community here has got arthritis, you can go to any part of Africa, right? That arthritis will go within 3 months. I'm telling you, 3 months. Why? Because of the sunshine and the environment. You understand? So, I I would urge people, right, if you're listening, to here, or you're listening outside of this country, right, buy or get a plot of land in Garveytown, right? Because these are people that look like you and are like-minded. There's no red-eye business, and that's right. And be living amongst a community, right, that looks like you, yeah, and that's.
I think, Brother Kwame, that people are afraid to make that step. You know, it's just I just want them to be like pioneers, like our parents who came here.
Yeah.
from the Caribbean. He's like, they kidnapped us. They took us to the Caribbean. We voluntarily came here. We were invited here, and now it's our opportunity to move back home to the people. You know what I mean? To our homeland, because not only does our homeland want us, but our homeland needs us.
Yeah.
And we need it. To connect to all, and I got text here. Somebody's calling me on the text number. We're not taking I don't take calls on the text number. If you want to call in, is 0207 193 0174. That's 0207 193 0174. Hello, Prophet Kwaku. I'm listening to your program, but I must say, some people say Africa is corrupt. At least the leaders and have no good health care and not stable. And it is so good there. Why are people taking boats to come to the Europe? I'm just saying what I've heard. Therefore, that's why people have no confidence in investing or living in Africa. Sorry to say this. No, you don't have to be sorry. It's an opinion, and it's a valid opinion. But what you have to remember, you cannot compare the continent of Africa with Little Britain. You can drop Britain in Africa and lose it. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Ghana.
Yeah, you can't. There's no comparison, and Africa has 54 different countries. You understand me? It's not everywhere is like what they make it out to be. It's quite developed. It's just that it has more room to develop than here. So, for example, Britain is 88,000 square miles of land with approximately 7 million people. Ghana is 92,000 square miles of land with approximately 30 million people. So do the maths. You see what I'm saying? Do the maths.
I mean, the reason why people are quote unquote leaving the continent, right? And if people leave the continent, right, then you think that there'll be boats every hour, right? You're wanting to leave Africa to come to Europe, because that's the narrative, that's the Western narrative, right? Yes, that's the Western narrative that when they give that people are desperate to leave the continent. Now, the reason that maybe it should true, and we have to speak truth sometimes, or all the time, is that the leaders are not invested in the people. So if you invest in the people, right, if they've got education, if they've got a degree, whatever, right, if you don't invest in people, right, then what do you expect people to do? People live from mouth to mouth, right? And in Africa, in Ghana, we have a massive informal sector. What I mean by the informal sector is like your rice and peas seller, your fried plantain seller, your sugarcane seller, your jollof rice seller, your kenke seller, people that sell on the streets. That's the majority of our economy. So that's the informal economy, right? And that even shows you the entrepreneurial spirit. That these people haven't got necessarily university education, but some of them do have. But because the current government are not investing in the people, i.e. building factories and investing in the artisans. So for example, there's many artisans in Ghana that can make beautiful furniture better than I've seen in this country. When you've been to Ghana, see people on the street. You
see them on the roadside, on the roadside,
Yeah, doing the beds, some of these basket, weaves, some of these wardrobes, some fine art, that kind of thing. If the government had invested in these people, right, those brothers and sisters, right, who are making beds and that kind of thing on the road, right, don't you think they could open a wardrobe factory or a bed factory making beds, making wardrobe for export to outside of Ghana? And that will give people jobs, right? Let me give you another example. Look at even things like coconut, right? There's something that I'm in the middle of doing as well. Something I'm investing in the moment, right? Coconut juice is very, very healthy. Not the rubbish you sell here, man. I'm talking about the natural coconut juice from the tree, right? You can package that because You've been to Ghana, Prophet. You give her coconut. Most of the coconut is not packaged. Yeah, it's from the coconut, and you just drink it. What I'm doing is packaging it, put it in bottles, and mass producing it. And with the help of the boys that I pay them to go to Hinton, bring the coconut. I've got the coconut already there. Process it, put it in bottles, then we sell it, right, to restaurants, hotels, schools, gyms, whatever. That's job. That's a job. So that's two opportunities that are there already, where people in this country who are living in this country can tap into. So,
hold on, I got a text here. It says the host was snoring. There's a prophet. There was a contradiction. Ghana Constitution says no non-Ghanaian can own land, but it was said that someone buying a plot of Garveytown can own land. Can you clarify this? I didn't say that. What I said is that you don't have to worry about owning land. The land belongs to Garveytown, and you become a member of Garveytown, and by coming to be a member of Garveytown, you have rights with the land in Garveytown. You understand what I'm saying?
But here, even added to what Prophet just said, right? I know through the Right of a Bird program, you can Google it, Right of a Bird program Ghana, that they are now fast tracking, right? Our kith and king, right? Not so-called kidnapped people. No, I didn't buy that. Or diaspora. No, our kith and king. The government of Ghana is fast tracking our kith and king to get full citizen rights. Right? So,
well, they're doing it, but I think they're doing that like with brothers and sisters who come directly from the Caribbean. So if you've got like a Jamaican passport now, you don't need a visa to go to Ghana. I know that for sure. But with diasporan Africans like us who's here.
What is what I'm saying? There's a right of abode program. So you see,
but they've had the right of abode program for decades.
Right, but people haven't taken advantage of it. People have taken advantage of it, and particularly with last year's right of return, happening in Ghana, right? This thing now is resurfacing itself again, right? And it gives our kith and king the opportunity to use that program as a springboard to fast track themselves in Ghana. So that was that program, right? It tells you, you can Google it, right to a bird Ghana. You can go even on to go to Embassy in Highgate or Kensington. That program will fast track you to resettlement in Ghana. So help you get land, help you settle in, the language, etc. So, and even from I know what Sister Juliet is doing in Gambia, she has been able to, influence movement and shakers in Gambia for them now, for the kith and king, to get fast track to the Gambia. I know in Senegal, a similar program is happening. Right? So particularly the West Coast, I'm not sure about other countries, it's probably doing it, but I know the West Coast, that citizenship right for our kith and king is something that's happening now. It's not a pie in the sky thing, and it's not something that is, not in statutes. It's something that's happening, and it's happening. So you, kith and king, leaving this country, bringing your capital, right, you can invest in our people, right? If we're not, we're not waiting for the government to do that. We the diaspora, or the kith and king rather, will invest in Ghana, invest in the motherland to give our young people jobs.
I got another WhatsApp here. It says, "Greetings. The biggest charcoal factory in Africa, Ghana, uses coconut trash. What do you know of that?"
Exactly. Exactly. Right? And this is what I'm saying about the opportunities. The people, for example, these coconut boys, right, the husk, when you eat the coconut, right, the white stuff, right? Right? They throw that away, the husk away. That can be used for many things. One, it can be used as biodiesel, right? Biodiesel to put in your diesel engine car. It can be used to make charcoal, like what brother's doing. What one brother's doing, right? And you have no support. he had no support from the government. He used his own family to help him get the capital, to help him realize the dream. And he actually started from his kitchen.
See.
Yeah? Right? So that if it shows you, right, that and even the what do you call it, right, the coconut husk, right, that can be recycled, yeah? That can be recycled to generate, energy. Right? That can be even used to harness energy. It could be renewable energy. It could be recycled waste. You know what I mean? It could be another form of what do you call it? Of waste management. So that's 3 opportunities alone. 3 opportunities, right, that I've just mentioned that you could use, right, to in the community of Garbertown, right, generate, or you as a Kith and King can come to Ghana and use your money that you've got from selling your property here to start a business, right, that can benefit the wider community. That's what I'm saying. So the opportunities are there.
So the opportunities are there. There's a whole load of different opportunities in Africa. I think I just don't think that we have that spirit that our parents had when they were leaving, the Caribbean to come here in droves. They thought they were coming to the motherland. A lot of them, they thought England, and it was the way that England portrayed itself in the Caribbean as this successful thing here. There was a lot of people. I was talking to a brother at the funeral today, and he said to me that when he first came to England, he wanted to go back home straight away. He said he just didn't want to go back, but never have no money to go back. But he just wanted to go back straight away. Because he couldn't believe what he left and where he came. And the image of what he had where he came. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I think with us, no, I won't say us. I think with our people living in this country, I think a lot of there's 2 things. Like I said, the fear aspect of it is 1. And 2, I think some of our people here, if not all, but some definitely, have become too comfortable in this country and think that this is the be-all end-all, right? But like I said already, right, and even something, this is another thing I add into the mix. Those people who are my age, right, you think, right, you're going to work to 65 and get your pension, right? You better think again. You better think again. Because your pension has been devalued ever since 2016, when did the Brexit vote, right? The pound's been devalued. The pound's devalued. So before the Brexit vote, right, 2016, the pound was worth 1.7 to $1, or it was worth, a dollar was worth 1.7 pounds. Yeah. 4 years down the line, the pound is struggling to get 1.3, right, with $1. So from 1.7, dropping to under 1.3. Right? That's the devaluation of about 15-20% in that 4 years. So the pension put in since 2016 has lost value in real time, in real terms, by 15-20%. That's just 4 years. So just imagine, right, you're going to wait now until you're 65 to get that pension.
Well, listen to this. You remember the sister who she faced deportation, the woman Paulette Wilson, who faced deportation. She died, age 64. Remember they made that film with her about her being deported back to Jamaica? Do you remember it? Yeah, she's dead.
No, man.
She died. Yeah, because she was here for 50 years. Yeah? And she died.
And she's going to get a pension, man.
She never even lived to get a pension.
Look at that.
She died Thursday morning.
Same state. Oh, man.
You understand? When she came, She came here in Telford from Jamaica in 1968. Yeah, and she was age 10. In 2015, imagine now, August of 2015, they stopped her benefits. She was sent to a detention centre, right? And she was told by the Home Office that she couldn't stay here. Yeah, and remember that program about her experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, and send her back. They wanted to send her back to Jamaica. Now imagine, the interesting thing is, that same year, February, the British government just finished paying the debt to the people them that they borrowed the money from to pay the people them that owned Africans as slaves. Do you remember that?
Yeah, because I remember at the time.
That was 2015.
Yeah.
And in August of that year, they wanted to deport the woman. You know what I mean? What I didn't like about the program, because the program gave the image that Jamaica was this dangerous place. She was going to, she didn't know nobody, and all the rest of it, and this and that. You know what I mean? That part I didn't like of the program. You understand me? Because if people got money, they can live in Jamaica like, you know, better than living here.
Yeah. And this is what they do, right? They hype up, for example, the disturbances that are going on in Jamaica, right? They've hyped it up to a degree, right? That even Jamaicans, I know, because in Nottingham there's a lot of Jamaicans. Most of the there's a substantive part of Nottingham is Jamaicans, yeah. People whose parents or grandparents, were born in Jamaica, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I know a lot of our people who have that link to Jamaica. They ain't gonna go there.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because of all the propaganda, right? That's come out of the West in particular. They're hyping this up. Oh, 1 or 2 killings in Jamaica, right? You remember that there was I don't know if you know that, but there was a man from, I think, in Bristol or Birmingham that went back to Jamaica and he got killed with his white wife about a year or 2 years ago, right? And what they do, they use things like that, right? They twist it in a very wicked and cunning way, right? To suggest that the whole Jamaica's like that. When in actual fact, it's just a small part of Jamaica that is like that. So you got all these parishes of Jamaica. You got St. Catherine's, St. Anne's, St. Mary's, whatever, Manchester, whatever. Right? Are you telling me that all those parishes are experiencing violence? Of course not. But they'll hype it up. They'll take one parish, right? Which I think is St. Catherine's. Correct me if I'm wrong, boy. I think it's St. Catherine's, where there's a lot of disturbances.
Say that again. Where there's a lot of
disturbances.
Mm-hmm.
St. Catherine's, yeah. Right. So they'll use that one particular parish, right, and they'll hype it up to the extent that they'll say that the whole of Jamaica is like St. Catherine's, when it's not.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So
Kwame, listen. After God, I'll go and pick up my son. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap up the show now, and there's there's a call coming in, but I'll take this last call, and then it's gonna be the last call I take for the morning. Yeah.
I'll drop off my.
Give thanks, my brother. Yeah. All right. Otep.
Okay.
Yeah, speak up louder.
Yes, what's up, Prophet?
Oh, it's Brother Carl.
Yeah, I just heard you say you're gonna have to go now and pick up your son.
Yeah.
All right. Just because I was just listening to you and Brother Kwame.
Mm-hmm.
Have you signed off already, or are you still on?
No, we're still on. You're live on here.
Right. Okay, because I've just switched off I just stopped the radio, so I didn't hear.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the delay and things like that, I wasn't too sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, first and foremost, I just wanted to rise up the Ashmael family today because obviously we were both there at the funeral, and despite rise up the family, rise up Brother Kwame, and rise to think about it, would just do it. And you know, I'm sure, even having conversations with you, that the dream, the what, you know, that the desire is to get this one off the ground, get it going, show people that, look, you know, we can do it, this can be done, and establish it throughout the continent, and so on. Now, I'm just saying, we have a genuine opportunity, if only we could actually see, but we have a genuine opportunity to, I've before said that the CTJ writ, I pledge it to the community. So I don't think that is a wild goose chase. I really don't. You know, this has been fighting for years now, and we finally, I've gone out there and I've proved the point. Yeah, I've proved the point by going out there, deliberately breaking the law, and say, okay, if we don't have a say, I beg your pardon, if we don't have a point to prove, yeah, if we don't have a defense, then convict us. Convict me. Send me back to prison if you want to, but convict me if we don't have a defense. And clearly that didn't happen, and they've made it clear now that it's up to me to bring proceedings against the relevant authority, which we're about to do. The point I'm trying to make is that the only thing that they can do is to pay compensation. Now, going forward, to force the hands of these people even further, with the community support, we can make them do what they're supposed to do according to law. And what can we do with our compensation? We can go and build our Garvey town and so on and so forth. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it may do all of it, but at least we can start the development, or whatever part of it we can do. So people are not, I'm not inviting people to get involved or get on board for on anything that's not going to produce anything at the end of the day. Here is something, you've got nothing to lose. You've got nothing to lose and so much to potentially gain. There is no question about it. There is money at the end of this, finances, compensation at the end of this, whatever way it finished. The only thing we don't know right now is how much money. That's the only thing we don't know. But for the support that the community has put in you could call it investment, yeah, emotional, being there, at the, like even last Friday, it was the day before that went on radio, we still had 6 or so people at court who just heard about it on the radio. So it's time for us to go and collect now, and we know what we want to do. Whether it's Garvey Town, whether it's Ghana, whether it's Senegal, wherever, there is something at the end. There's a light at the end of this tunnel, and the work is done. The work has been done. Next week, Wednesday, we're going to go and file our case in the High Court. Next week, Wednesday, we're going to go and file our case against the...
Well, next week, Wednesday, let's see if we can get the community down there.
Well, you know what? That's what I plan to do. What I would love to do, because I think it's going to be a historical moment in that it's the day when we launch that writ. It's not going to be the day when the writ is settled, but it's going to be the day, and I have some Campaign for Truth and Justice T-shirts with Brother Lani has printed. I would like to see a few of us get down there together, and just for that photo shoot, because it is going to be the day when we put our case. Remember, the judge, the people, the brothers and sisters who were in court on Friday, heard the judge in no uncertain terms make it absolutely clear, look, your defense has worked in these proceedings. And these proceedings are over now. If you go out there, if you don't go and file your case against the relevant authorities in the appropriate court or tribunal, you will not have that defense. If you go out there and break the law again without having done that, you won't have this defense in this court again. You know what I'm saying? So it's never been clearer. We, as I said, we proved our point. We absolutely proved our point, and what they were trying to avoid was getting the issues regarding our point on the record.
See,
but obviously because we forced our way into court. Imagine after when in this country have we ever had to force ourselves into a criminal court? Huh? They normally drag us in.
That's right, that's right.
They normally drag us in. But I've had to force my way into court, first and foremost, going out there, deliberately breaking, and the options they had before when they kept me locked up in there for 6 years, then they'll have them the options again. You know what I'm saying? Because, look, when they had me locked
up... And when they locked you up for the 6 years, what was it they actually locked you up for? What was the excuse that they used to lock you up?
Okay, so the cannabis, because I was going backwards and forwards, and they knew I was going backwards and forwards, and I was using cannabis as a means to raise funds, not only to fund the campaign, but I was just about to raise £500,000 to come and plough back into the community, to give the community. Do you know what? I'm going to be perfectly 100% honest. What we were about to do is to do exactly what the Panthers were doing, and I had no idea that that's what the Panthers had done in America. Yeah, but we were going to take that money. We was going to come and, whether it's local schools, whether it's community this or whatever, but we was going to have our own. I never knew until I had no idea so much money was in cannabis. Yeah, I had no idea whatsoever. And so when I realized, I had, at the time when I got stopped, and I say they didn't know it was me, but otherwise they wouldn't have stopped me. Yeah, because the same way that I managed to get the not guilty for the petrol the other day, that's the same excuse, same defense that I was using with the cannabis. But okay, so how did they manage to convict me? After the judge misdirect the jury, deliberately misdirect the jury, he made them convict me. But what they did thereafter is they prevented me from coming to court to be able to appeal. Yeah, in this case, they couldn't prevent me from coming to court.
Well, that's illegal under the law, isn't it? You got the right to you got the right to appeal on any case.
Absolutely. See it there. Now they conducted the.
If Myra Inley and all them people that can appeal case, you can.
All right, my brother. So they conducted the proceeding because Campaign for Truth and Justice was in court when they conducted the proceedings, the appeal proceedings. But who wasn't there? Me. They refused me legal aid, and then they refused me my right to come and represent myself. Now the first part of any appeal in this country, when it's appeal from the Crown Court, the first part is the first application is dealt with behind closed doors by a single judge. If that judge refuses you permission, you have the right then to renew it and go into court and have an oral hearing. Insist on an oral hearing. You know what I'm saying? Now, to try and put people off, they say, if you insist on going for an appeal where a single judge says there's no grounds or whatever, etc., if you insist on doing it and waste valuable court time, you could have some of this time, in other words, increase your sentence, so to speak. And obviously that puts off a lot of people. But the reason they have that deterrent, so to speak, is because it's your absolute right. Them not have no choice. And if they don't allow you, as you just identified, it's your right. If they don't allow you, then automatically that makes your conviction and imprisonment unlawful. Yeah. So there is no question. Even if one goes through the law, Article 5(4) of the Human Rights Act, it states categorically that you have the right to bring your case to court, and for a judge to deal with it speedily. And if your detention is not lawful, and so on and so forth, they have to release you immediately. And so on. That's habeas corpus. Yeah. Now we attempted to do right of appeal. I made two applications for habeas corpus and was given dates for hearings, and judges ordered the prison authorities not to produce me. So they
So they actually broke their own law.
Precisely.
Oh, let me read out this WhatsApp. The reason our parents' generation had the pioneering spirit is because we came from a supportive community in the Caribbean. The experience here hasn't been a nurturing one, but a breaking down situation. The Caribbean was a springboard to here, but there's no springboard from this UK experience. The belly of the beast is a leech on our energy. Wow. Powerful.
Yeah, if I can just add to that. You see, yes, indeed, we came from a very supportive community in the Caribbean. There's no question, because, some of our parents left some of us there and came here and then got us, how you describe it, the Senfa?
The send for them.
Yeah. So yes, very supportive. But remember where we were coming from. They didn't have what they promised our parents was that this almost like the streets of London is paved with gold. It's coming to a land of hope and honey, or whatever it is, etc. And even to some extent, with the welfare system that they got here, that's a big trap. Because when you think of that here, somebody on welfare here, and I'm currently in receipt of benefits, not because but they sacked me and so on and so forth. So I'm collecting what I'm entitled to. But somebody here on welfare can be even better off than somebody who's working hard in Jamaica.
Well, in certain parts of the world, not just Jamaica, but other parts of the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold on there, Carl. Carl, may I forgot pick up my son,
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, but listen, what's it read? Stress killed the lady, Paulette Wilson, pure wickedness.
Yeah, man, pure wickedness there.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, Prophet, listen, I'm going to let you go and pick
Yeah, tune in on Tuesday, man. I'm back on Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. What Tuesday? I'm back on Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, from
where you get to make sure.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah, I'm back on Sunday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So I'm tuning then. Yeah.
The phone a little bit late, but I thought you was finishing at 1. So
Yeah, I know, but I gotta go and pick up my son, and I'm taking him work with me tomorrow. So I don't want to give me no problem when we have to wake him up in the morning.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, rise up. Yeah.
All right, Otep. So them done, so.
Yeah. But you did hear what the invite that he put out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, they were just kind of finishing off when we were leaving. Yeah.
All right then. I'll look more then. Yeah.
All right.
Otep. Well, that's it, people, and I have to end the show now. Come, I have to go pick up my son. So me just want to say oni timagba ono timilaba uludumare. Yeah, so people, just hold tight and listen to the things that has been said this evening. You know? Listen to the things that has been said. Think about the future of your people. I didn't get to go into the vaccine in the way I wanted to. But think about claiming your day. Think about supporting the lockdown. Think about coming out for something that has been here for 6 years straight. Lobbying and keeping these people on their feet about reparations. And not because white people come out to demonstrate with you, you all jump out there and you're all arm in arm and kumbaya. You understand me? Yes, that was an injustice that happened to George Floyd, but remember, it happened to us. So, the annual African Emancipation Day Reparation March is about the people. And we need the people to support it in the thousands. So come out in your thousands. Come with your family. And make we lock down London, not just Brixton. See? We want to lock down North. You understand? South. Yeah? Ono Timagba Tono Mafila Uludumare. You understand me? So Itepe, Ineke, JR, Senebe. You've been in tune to the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show live here on the Rock. I said the thing in it on Galaxy. What is something that see there? You've been in tune to the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show live on Galaxy afiwe.com. Tell the world that we are here. This is your station. This is your station to hear your views. Tell it, pass it on to people so they can listen to the various shows then. You understand me? We must venerate our ancestors at all times and hold on to our culture. Say, Itepe, Ineke, JR, Senebe, divine peace, long life, stability, and good health. I'll be back with you on Sunday 6 p.m. Until then, enjoy the rest of the presenters on Galaxy afiwe.com. Odabo Otep.
Aburata to Galaxy Radio. To the family and friend of our dearly departed brother Dougie. I want to say that Brother Dougie was a good man, a good community champion, a good warrior amongst us, a brother that don't leave his brother behind. And I just want to say we must use Dougie example to continue his work. And to all of us out there that is doing certain things, don't look down on one another. Brother Dougie never look down or look up. He just look forward and do the work to elevate his people. The night before Dougie passed away, me and him speak on the phone, and when I hear the next day about his departure, I'm still in shock. But you know, Brother Dougie will never be forgotten amongst us. We're all on the road trying to bring some vibration to our people. So once again, to the family and friend of our dearly departed brother Dougie, on behalf of Galaxy Radio, the only de-brainwashing station, we just want to say one love, one God, one destiny. Budum, all the time. All the time.
Pray with your